Good Monday afternoon here. We have a Deepseek AI market mayhem crash going on. Talk a little bit about it here. What Deepseek is, it's a Chinese company created AI, right? And rumor has it that it's far better than Chat GPT and other stuff that we have here, some of the US based stuff. So that's throwing the markets into a tizzy, causing NVIDIA stock to crash because what they're saying is they don't need all the GPUs, all the stuff what NVIDIA is trying to create, right? Which will hurt NVIDIA. What this is proving, it needs less power than what NVIDIA and what other AIs are currently using. So that's causing market mayhem because the stock market crash, caused the crypto market to crash as well. And Bitcoin temporarily fall below 97. And I think it's recovered since to, it's over 101 now and still climbing 101, 237, almost 131.3. So it's starting to move back pretty darn well here. And things are recovering. So it's this last little buying opportunity for anybody who's looking to buy. This is potentially a great buying opportunity because it really pushed some stuff down, especially the AI cryptos. And well, a lot of cryptos just in general, right? Everything to the bath, because what happens is when Bitcoin goes down, you have all these liquidations of all these long positions. So it causes all the alts to crash. And that's what we had here. And it's a good buying opportunity. And let's just take a look at what's actually going on. So we're going to talk about some of the positive news too, and this is part of the positive news. So this article talks about Bitcoin's Deepseek triggered sell-off as buy the dip opportunity, says an analyst, right? Jeffrey Kendrick, also the London Club, is also saying the same thing, that basically this is just a knee-jerk reaction. A lot of people had overblown expectations on Trump's policies over the past week, NASDAQ's correction, all this stuff, because when the stock market gets tanked, typically the crypto market goes along there with it. So that's what you're getting here. It's an opportunity, and it potentially is our last buying opportunity before we go full on positive. I thought we'd be full on positive before this, but things like this pop up, and there could be more things like this pop up that turn things negative. But when things flip and go fully positive, then you're going to see a whole different aspect of this crypto market that we haven't seen since 2021. The more parabolic move. But right now it's a shakeout, and maybe it's a shakeout that people want so they can buy some pretty cheap cryptos, and or that corporations want, some of the big guys out there. And let's talk about who they are. So you got MicroStrategy that continues to buy Bitcoin. They bought another 1.1 billion of Bitcoin for the second time in a week. They now own 461,000 Bitcoin, which is 2.2% of 21 million. Now, there aren't 21 million out there. There's 19 and change, and some of them have permanently lost, but 21 million will be the total when it's fully mined. So they continue to buy. MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor continues to buy, and they show no signs of slowing down. He's raising more capital to do more. And let's talk about another company here that's doing it. BlackRock, right? The big evil corporation here with Darth Vader, Larry Fink playing Darth Vader. By the way, Larry Fink is predicting Bitcoin is $700,000. I didn't look into the time frame here. Don't know when that he anticipates the 700,000, but it goes along with what everybody else is talking about, that 1 million by 2030, which if you just kind of follow the way Bitcoin goes, that makes total sense. It's following along the same lines that it has in previous cycles. So we should definitely be able to reach that by 2030, especially with inflation and other things going on in the world, and adoption by other countries, like besides El Salvador, but the US. Let's talk about this whole Bitcoin supply too. So the U.S. was talking about buying basically 4.7% of the supply of Bitcoin over the next 5 years to backstop their treasury. Don't know whether that's still going to be in play or not, whether it'll be approved or not, but that's what Trump was talking about. President Trump was talking about getting that much. So if you talk about, say, 4.7% of supply that the U.S. would have, then you add the 4.9% that BlackRock and MicroStrategy have. So now you're talking about 14 point some odd percent or over 10% between those two, let alone what the other countries out there will be doing and buying. And you're talking about probably BlackRock and MicroStrategy purchasing more. So I think by the end of the year, we could easily be at 15% or the end of the next 5 years at 15% of the supply, if not more, owned by just the US, BlackRock, and MicroStrategy, let alone the other companies that are buying it. There's already other companies that are buying it, and let alone the states. In the US, there's a bunch of states that want to backstop Bitcoin into their treasuries as well. So this, I expect to kind of go like wildfire and be adopted by a lot of other countries, a lot of other companies. And it's going to make Bitcoin really move up big time and reduce the volatility in Bitcoin as far as the downside. Typically, Bitcoin retraces 70 to 80% each cycle before going back up. We might be 40 or 50% this time because a lot of that volatility will be taken out of there. But that's what's going on. Let's look at the bubbles. It's what happens when you have a crash like this. You have very few going up. And it's starting to turn positive. When I looked at this before, there was only one. And now we have 5, 6 of them here. So that's positive that things are starting to turn just a little bit. And hopefully will improve. Let's look at it in the past hour. Yeah, seeing much more turning green. Positive sign. Could turn right back, though. So don't hold your breath. But obviously a bad day overall, but a good buying opportunity. And bad depending on your perspective, right? If you don't have any cash to buy the dip, it's a bad day. If you have cash to buy the dip, it's potential good day, unless there's more downside. And there is potentially more downside. There is the chance that Bitcoin still drops back into the 80s. But right now, I'm leaning towards it's heading on its way back up there. It's still going to get that 120, somewhere between 115 and 125,000. Over the next couple of months or so here, we should be able to reach that probably by March. I would say by early spring, that time frame, unless something changes. But we're heading in that right positive direction, and as that goes, you'll also get the these altcoin cryptos following along suit with it. So you do have a lot of good news in the market, right? You have some of the bad news that's going on, obviously, with the Deepseek, but you also have a lot of good news going on in the markets here. So that's pretty much all that I want to get on and talk about. Nothing new. It's a typical FUD thing, which pushes things down, and it'll turn back. Too many people go negative quickly. Stay off Twitter because you'll fall into a rabbit hole there. Just understand, look, all the positive things being done. We're not heading to a bear market. Bear markets go when there's a bunch of negative stuff going on, exchanges collapsing, money being stolen from one of the crypto exchanges or coins, tokens, whatever. That hasn't happened. This is just something from an AI thing. And they could talk about a complete overreaction. I think that's what we get. We might get a good shot to the upside here over the next week or so and see Bitcoin get, maybe to 100, break its all-time high and get over to 110,000 even potentially here in the next week or two. So that's something to keep my fingers crossed for. And we will see how it goes. And guys, hopefully if you got something out of this, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on next